let's move on. Our next team is Rajasthan Royals, and Josh Butler is probably the best T20 batsman in the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
In their last game, um, he was on fire in the power play. He was just hitting everything. He scored a quick 50, and while he was still on the crease, it looked like Rajasthan Royals had a chance against Gujarat Titans in a 190 chase. He's been fantastic for England. He's been fantastic for Rajasthan. Obviously, already scored 100 this time, and he just looks really, really good.
Uh, yeah, it's true. Also, by the way, a quick update on the current CSK match happening right now. We obviously talked about Tikshana getting 4 wickets. Oh, for the audience, we're recording this at the time of CSK GT. Tikshana has taken 2 wickets out of three, and Gujarat is clearly struggling. So that's it looks like a dub for CSK unless Miller and Tewatia can pull something from out of their ass as they have done numerous times in the past. Okay, yeah, my bad. Where were we? My bad.
Josh Butler.
Yes, Josh Butler is incredible. Obviously, scored the century early on, and at the beginning of the tournament, he was looking a little bit shaky, but then he got into his flow. Uh, yeah, you covered everything. You spoke about him for a fairly extensive period of time, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. Josh Butler's looking incredible. Obviously, a lot of people consider him um, the new Mr. 360. Oh, it used to be ABD, Baz. Who else? I think there was one more dude in the 360 gang. Either way, nowadays, now with Baz and ABD retired, new 360 is Butler. Yeah. I'm just rambling here. You've said everything. He's incredible.
Yeah, but one thing, obviously, Rajasthan now are doing a lot of interesting things every week. Last week, we talked about Ashwin's retired out.
Oh
This week,
yes,
they sent Ashwin in at number three.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now I'm a bit surprised since they have Rasi, they have Sanju, they have Hetman, they have Rian Parag, they have so many players, and yet you send the test match batter to bat in the power play. I mean, with all you could have done inside the power play, you send Ashwin. Um,
yeah.
I really don't get it.
Yeah, I think the only time Ashwin's ever gone at three was probably as like a night watchman in a test game, as you said. He's a test batsman. Uh, he is what many consider to be like some not many, some have considered to be like a weak six. Okay, if Ashwin is your number six, then even I maybe would consider it a little bit weak because he doesn't have the ability to sort of accelerate. And as you said, with Ara's depth, it made absolutely no sense. Okay, if you're gonna absolutely throw away one spot, throw it to Rasi and ask Rasi to let loose. If you're gonna ask someone to go in and let loose with the depth that you have, you're gonna leave it to Ravichandran Ashwin. It was 100% like it was probably that Ashwin came up with the retired out thing was probably like a bet from from someone in the RR management staff, and then he did it. So then the clause is that he goes in at three because there's no way
Yeah,
if there were no contingencies, a rational person would do that.
yeah, and we talked about this last game. You can't expect a youngster like Rian Parag and like give him the hardest position in a T20 game, finishing at 6-7, and expect him to do that well, especially when he's so young. If you're sending anyone up for that number three spot, at least send in Rian Parag. Give him some confidence that you have faith in him, that there are people behind him, so that he can play his natural game and knows even if he gets out, there's Sanju Samson, Rassi, Hetma, there are people behind him, Nisham, who can take on um, who can like take on the bowlers even if he gets out. But if you send him all the way back where all he has behind him are the bowlers, you don't really give him that confidence. So if anyone should bat up the order, it should be a youngster like Rian Parag. I really don't get this move by uh by Rajasthan.
Yeah, send
Yeah.
anyone except Ashwin.
Another thing we noticed during the game versus Gujarat was Trent Bolt was obviously missing due to injury, and that really messed up their whole balance and their bowling unit. They had to bring Nisham in, and Nisham is no Trent Bolt. and that just messed around with their side a lot. And as we've seen with MI also, Trent Bolt is really important to whichever team he's playing in. So I think they need to work on getting him right back in and make sure he's fit.
Yeah, we talked about Ara's primary bowling, like the as Om said, running circles around the batsman, Prasidh Krishna and Trent Bolt, and yeah, Trent Bolt was missing. Ara needs to get him back. RR has had like RR's team, while still the best on paper, and I would still argue is a winning team. I would still argue that they go ahead and win the IPL. They've been on a bit of a weak streak recently. A lot of like some of their players not performing. Obviously, you have Butler performing up top, but on the bowling front, as you said, in the last game without Bolt. So yeah, they need to bounce back from that. Hopefully, they don't let this losing momentum pull them down to the ground because they're a fantastic team.